Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. Well, what are we seeing? We're seeing all kinds of opinions. All kinds of people prophesying what their thing is, whether they're religious or not. We're just getting all kinds of opinions. And because lawlessness will abound. Lawlessness is it also means the word iniquity, but it literally means without any law. Do you know what law is? Law is guiding principles that we live by. That we don't break the law, because if we break the law, it either hurts us or hurts someone else. The problem is, if you have lawlessness, then you begin to operate in whatever you think is good at the time. You get relativism and situational ethics. And so you can embrace something that says, well, I'm going to kill you because you don't serve the same God that I do. What's that? That's lawlessness.
Yes, that's right.
Even common sense, human character is that we don't kill our brother or our sister.
Yeah.
You talk about people who've been to war, or a policeman or an army person, when they first have to kill somebody, and what goes through their mind and through their heart and the way they feel afterwards, even though they did it for a righteous cause, what they go through after that and the trauma of taking somebody else's life, and suddenly that life is snuffed out. And it causes them to just totally rethink. Why do you think we have PTSD with soldiers that come home?
That's right, amen.
Because when you're sitting there in the trench, or you're moving along in a Hummer and an IED goes off, and all of a sudden the guy that you went to camp with and you trained with and you've worked with, and all of a sudden half of his body is blown out the side of the thing. And how do you deal with that? We are just not made for that.
Yes, that's right.
Transgression of laws, things that align us. I'm going to tell you something. Just as sure as there's natural laws in physics, there's laws in the spirit, and there's laws of morality and ethics. Just as sure as this electricity in here runs a certain way, and if you do the wrong thing with it, you'll die. If you grab a hold of the wire when you're not supposed to, you'll die.
That's right.
And the scripture says there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. And so the moment that we begin to embrace something that might be 70% true, but it's 30% false, when you take that thing down the line a little ways, all of a sudden you find that the falseness begins to corrupt and affect every other part of what you believe.
That's right, amen.
Are you here?
Yes.
It was just as quiet in the first service. But I'm telling you, we've got to get this as believers. We live in a time when nobody else has ever lived. The spirit of deception and lawlessness has never been as strong as it is right now. And it's happening in our nation on our watch.
Come on now. Preach it.